November 1942. Smoke and gunfire choke the ruins of Stalingrad. Klaus, a young German soldier, presses against a frozen wall, breath ragged in the icy air. Rifle fire cracks through the skeletal city. Every shadow could be the enemy. Hunger gnaws at him, fear even more so. The city is a labyrinth of destruction. No safe place, no warmth, only survival. Suddenly, a Russian shout erupts. Gunfire rattles. Klaus's friend falls. No time to mourn. Klaus fires blindly into the snow, fighting for his life. This chaos repeats across the city, millions of desperate moments. Stalingrad isn't a battle of sweeping maneuvers, but of cellars, sewers, and shattered factories. Warfare here is intimate, brutal. Enemy faces just meters away. For the German 6th Army and Soviet 62nd Army, this is the heart of World War II. Hope is scarce. Survival is measured in minutes. The city grinds men and machines to dust. Every day is a fight against hunger, cold, and death. This is the frozen grasp of war. Soldiers called Stalingrad the White Hell. Not generals, not politicians. Endless snow-covered ruins and corpses alike, masking horror beneath a blinding glare. Winter's cold was as deadly as any bullet. Frostbite claimed fingers, toes, lives. Rations dwindled to sawdust bread and watery soup. Hunger drove men to boil leather for food. Engines froze, gun oil thickened, and the wounded died where they fell. The snow became a shroud for the fallen, a cold, indifferent grave. Combat was constant, snipers in windows, machine guns in rubble, hand-to-hand fights in basements. The German 6th Army, cut off and starving, faced despair and death on all sides. The cold, hunger, and violence merged into a unique, grinding misery. Soldiers felt abandoned, trapped in a frozen wasteland far from home. The initial confidence of the invaders vanished, replaced by fatalism. The Red Army pressed from one side, the Russian winter from the other. White hell was a perfect storm, nature and war combining for maximum suffering. Escape was almost impossible. This was Stalingrad's true meaning, a place where hope froze and died. Stalingrad was more than a city. It was a symbol. Its factories fueled the Soviet war effort. Its location controlled the Volga, Russia's vital artery. For Hitler, capturing Stalingrad meant crippling the Soviets and humiliating Stalin. The city's name turned it into a personal obsession for both dictators. Hitler poured resources into the assault, blinded by pride. Stalin's not one step back order made retreat a crime. The city's defense became a rallying cry for the Soviet Union. Stalingrad became a crucible of ideology, pride, and survival. Soldiers were pawns in a duel between two ruthless leaders. The city's name made it the ultimate prize. The battle's ferocity was fueled by symbolism as much as strategy. For soldiers, Stalingrad shrank the world to a ruined room or trench. Fear and exhaustion aged men in weeks. Sleep was rare and haunted. Civilians endured bombings, starvation, and disease, hiding in cellars, scavenging to survive. Many joined the fight, repairing tanks, tending wounded, or taking up arms. Heroism was everywhere, snipers, medics, and those who simply endured another day. Suffering was universal. Letters home spoke of horror and longing for peace. The psychological toll broke many. Survival became the only goal. Stalingrad stripped life to its barest instincts. Fight, endure, hope. The city's agony was shared by all, soldiers and civilians alike. In the White Hell, humanity was tested to its limits. The German blitzkrieg faltered in Stalingrad's ruins. Tanks became targets in narrow, rubble-filled streets. The battle devolved into Rattenkrieg, the Rat War. Every building, every room was contested. The front line was chaos. Submachine guns, grenades, and spades replaced tanks and planes. The Soviets, led by General Chuikov, hugged the enemy, fighting close to neutralize German firepower. This forced brutal, close-quarters combat, favoring the defenders. Soviet soldiers turned ruins into layered defenses and sniper nests. The turning point, Operation Uranus. Soviet army smashed through weak Axis flanks, encircling the German 6th Army. Within days, 300,000 Germans were trapped. The hunters became the hunted. The stage was set for the final, tragic act. Stalingrad's rubble became a graveyard for strategy and men alike. The encirclement stunned Nazi leadership. Hitler refused retreat, promising supplies by air, a promise quickly broken. The Luftwaffe failed. Starvation and cold closed in on the trapped army. The cauldron became a slow death sentence. Paulus surrendered in February 1943. the myth of German invincibility shattered. Nearly 300,000 men lost. Germany's offensive on the Eastern Front ended. The Red Army seized the initiative, pushing west toward Berlin. For the Soviets and Allies, Stalingrad was a beacon of hope and resilience. The battle consumed German strength, aiding Allied victories elsewhere. Stalingrad marked the war's turning point in Europe. The path to victory began in its frozen ruins. The White Hell illuminated the beginning of the end for Hitler's Reich. Stalingrad's legacy is a warning about the true cost of war. Nearly 2 million casualties, soldiers and civilians, remind us war is personal tragedy, not just numbers. The battle exposes the dangers of hubris and ideological obsession in leadership. Hitler's pride doomed an army. Leaders' egos can cost countless lives. Stalingrad also shows the power of resilience in defending one's home. Morale and determination can be as decisive as any weapon. The city's ruins urge us to seek peace, remember the fallen, and never repeat such horrors. Stalingrad's lesson value humanity above all else. The greatest tribute is to build a future free from another white hell.